Hey there, I'm Christina Johnson, a transformational nutrition coach, and I have a private health coaching practice, Christina Johnson Wellness. Today, I want to share with you 4 steps that you can take to dramatically increase how much energy you have in a pretty quick way. And if you stick around to the end, I also have a special announcement that I want to share with you and an offer as well. So be sure to watch all the way until the end so that you don't miss that. But I'm curious, as I get started, how many of you have ever wished that you had more energy? Just if that's you, will you put me in the comments or click the like button? I'd love to know. Because what I have found, and I've talked with probably hundreds of women over the last couple of years about their struggles with their health and with their weight. And one of the most common struggles that I hear about is that people wish they had more energy. And that affects our lives in a lot of ways. I hear people tell me often that they get home from work and they just want to lay around on the couch. They're not motivated to get up and get stuff done. Or some people wish they had more energy so that they could play more with their kids or their grandkids. Other people want more energy to keep up with their husband, maybe be able to go on bike rides or go walking or, things like that, just to be more active in general. So I know that this is a huge issue for a lot of people, and the good news is that it is completely possible to pretty dramatically increase your energy. And honestly, I've seen people do this and at least start to see some improvements in their energy in as little as a week. And that's what's exciting, is just to know that you are in control to a certain degree of how much energy you have on a day-to-day basis. So I'm excited to share with you these 4 steps because I have seen them work over and over again for a lot of people to really help them increase their energy. So I will jump into step number 1. If you feel like this information would be helpful for somebody else you know, a friend or family member, will you just click the share button so that we can help even more people get their energy back? And then let's dive into step number 1. So step number 1, and I know that you have heard this before, I'm certain of it, but it is to drink more water. And here's the truth. I know lots of people have probably told you how important it is to drink water. But what I've seen for myself is that just because something is common sense does not mean it's common practice. And probably 75 to 80% of the clients that I work with when we start working together are not drinking enough water. And when your body is dehydrated, your cells get dehydrated, and that will zap you of energy. So, and not only that, but when you're not getting enough water, you'll start to feel hungrier and you'll start to have more cravings. So then you'll reach for sugar or caffeine or other things that will further zap your body of energy. So I would aim for at least 8 glasses of water a day or 64 ounces. Some people suggest having half your body weight in ounces of water. Either one is fine. Start with the 64 ounces though and work your way up to it. And here's the bonus. There's an added benefit to drinking more water. What most people find is that, let's be honest, drinking 8 glasses of water a day is a lot. So if you're trying to get in 8 glasses of water, then it's hard to also drink a bunch of other things like soda and fruit juice and coffee and things that zap your body of energy. So by simply aiming for 8 glasses of water a day, you're going to get the benefit of hydration, but you'll also be crowding out some of those more sugary beverages that will rob you of energy. So that's step number 1. Step number 2, and this is a big one. It's not quite as simple as drink more water, but it's hugely impactful. And that is to reduce how much processed food and sugar you are eating and to replace it with real whole foods, nutrient-dense foods. Because here's the truth. Your body, every cell in your body needs a variety of nutrients in order to do their job, to be efficient, to produce energy for your body. So you need a variety of vitamins and minerals and protein and fat and carbs and enzymes. And what happens is that when we eat a bunch of processed foods, a lot of those processed foods have because they were processed, they've destroyed a lot of the naturally occurring nutrients in them. So if your diet, what you're eating, is made up of primarily processed foods, it's really easy to become deficient in nutrients. But then what happens is that if you're also eating a lot of sugar and refined sugar, when you eat sugar, that depletes your body of the nutrients that you already have. So by eating processed foods and sugar on a regular basis, you are just wiping out and becoming really deficient in nutrients. And when your body is missing out on these key nutrients, it's really hard to feel like you have energy, and it affects your health and your ability to lose weight in lots of other ways as well. So here's what to do about it. I'm not saying you have to cut out all processed foods and sugar overnight. This is something that I work with my clients on, and we take a few weeks, sometimes up to 6 to 8 weeks to do this process. But what you want to do is start replacing some of that processed food with real whole foods. So when I say real whole foods, I'm referring to things like good quality meat and seafood and eggs. It would be lots of vegetables and leafy greens, fruit, nuts and seeds, good fats like olives and avocados, coconut, and you can even use some natural sweeteners here and there like honey or maple syrup. So instead of having, your sandwich at lunch with some chips, maybe you have a side of broccoli and hummus, or some other kind of real food that will start to nourish your body with nutrients. And I can tell you, so I've run a couple 21-day detoxes that's primarily a real foods diet for 21 days. And I've had 2 different women on different occasions tell me about 2 weeks into the program that they received the new nickname, the Energizer Bunny, because their friends, their family members, their coworkers started to notice how much more energy they actually have. So this step alone can dramatically increase how much energy you have. So it's a big one. Okay, step number 3 then is to improve your sleep. And again, this is obvious. If you're feeling tired, you need to make sure you're getting good sleep. And yes, it does mean getting, for most people, 7 to 9 hours of sleep. But it's not just how much sleep you get. It's the quality of your sleep. So are you falling asleep within 15, 20 minutes of, hitting the pillow? Are you staying asleep through the night, and are you getting good deep sleep? Are you waking up in the morning feeling refreshed and energized? If those aren't the case for you, then most likely your sleep can be improved in some way. And this depends, it really depends on what issue you're having with sleep, on what you can do to improve it. But I will tell you that, there's lots of different tactics that you can do to improve the quality of your sleep. Maybe it's avoiding, TV and iPad, iPhone, different screens right before bed and getting rid of that blue light. That makes a difference. Maybe it's improving the sleep environment by making it darker in your room, making it cooler. Maybe you need to journal before you go to bed. There's lots of different ways that you can improve the quality of your sleep. And so that's a big thing to look at if you're wanting to increase your energy. Okay, step number 4 is to get active. So I am not saying that you have to go to the gym for an hour every day or run on the treadmill or do some kind of exercise that you dread. Instead, what I recommend is finding some way to be active and to move your body and to get the blood flowing that you enjoy and actually look forward to. And it may take some experimentation and trying a few different things out to figure out what it is that you enjoy. But maybe it's just going for walks outside or riding your bike or taking a Zumba class or walking around the golf course. It could be anything, doing yoga. But it is important to be active, and as you're more active, that will just naturally increase your energy and your endorphins as well. So those are my 4 steps for you. I have a couple bonus tips that I'm going to share with you, and then I have that special announcement that I want to share as well. But I'm curious, before I move on, what is one of your biggest learnings or takeaways from what I've talked about so far? So you just put that in the comments. What's one thing that you've learned that you're taking away from this, or that you are going to actually start implementing? So put that in the comments. And here's my, bonus tip for you, and that is to let you know that I chose the order that I shared these steps in very carefully. And I really think it's beneficial to start with number 1 and work your way through the process. So number one, drink water first. And I chose that because drinking water is a pretty simple thing that you can do, and you start to see results. So you start drinking more water, you feel a little bit better, and then you feel like you can tackle cutting out some of the processed food and sugar. And then you can spend a few weeks working on really optimizing what you eat. And as you're eating better and stabilizing your blood sugar, then you'll notice your sleep naturally starts to improve. And if your sleep is still a little bit, not as good as it could be, then you can fine tune that. And then by that point, my guess is that you are going to be feeling pretty good. You have more energy, you've got more mental focus, more clarity. So it's just natural to want to start exercising. And I know that so many of us have this all or nothing personality, myself included, where we jump in and we want to do everything all at once. But if you're trying to improve your energy, that means you're feeling kind of tired right now and run down and maybe not as motivated to get up and do all these things. So it can feel really overwhelming to make all of these changes at once. So I highly encourage you, start with the water for a week. Once that becomes habit, then start moving into what you're eating and take it one step at a time. You will be much more likely to stick with this and to be successful when you tackle it in that way. Most people will, at least. So that's kind of my bonus tip for you. And then the other thing I just want to share is that I hear from a lot of people that they feel like they should be able to do this on your own. I mean, have you ever thought that, where you just think, man, it's not that hard to go to the gym. It's not that hard to drink more water and to stop eating a piece of cake every night. I should be able to do this on my own. But the truth is, there can be a lot going on with health and nutrition. It's what you're eating, but it's the process of making big habit changes in your life. And sometimes there's underlying emotional, like stress and other things that need to be addressed. And to be honest, a lot of people are more successful when they have somebody to guide them through the process, to say, don't worry about that and that right now. Let's just focus on this. This will be most helpful right now. And to have that accountability of making sure you're following through every week on what you're doing. So if you feel like that's your type of personality, or if you've tried lots of different things before and haven't stuck with it, then please know that it is really beneficial for a lot of people to reach out and get support. So kind of tying into that, here is my kind of announcement, or it's a sneak peek behind the scenes of my business. So for the past couple of years, I've been working with private clients in my Sugar Reset program, and we will, work together for 3 months, and I really help them create this healthy lifestyle. And as a result, they lose weight and they have so much more energy. They improve their overall health, and ultimately they just feel more confident in themselves and they can be more active. And I've worked with so many women in this process, and it's been really great. And over the last month or two, I've been just doing some more research and talking with some past clients and just finding new things that I can add into the program to make it even easier to follow and to make it more effective and to maybe get results a little faster. And to provide more hands-on support. So I've been updating the program quite a bit, and I am really excited because it's going to be ready to go here next week, and I'll be talking about it next week and kind of officially promoting it then. And I'll also be offering a special bonus if you register by the end of March, when I'm starting to promote this newly updated program. It'll have a new name. And I think it's just going to be a really helpful way to get more support and to really be successful at losing weight and getting your energy back. And here's the thing, when I talk about it next week, I do have room right now for 5 new private coaching clients. Because when I'm going through this program with you, this is a really personalized program where you and I are working closely together to make these changes, and I'm guiding you through the process. And so because of that, I do have, a limited amount of spots for clients, but I've had a few finish up, and so I have 5 spots open now. And if you are ready to lose weight, keep it off for good, to get your energy back so you can be more active, then I would highly encourage you to get more information about this program. And you can do that now as a thank you, I guess, for sticking with me to the end of this video. And then you can get the information and secure one of those 5 spots if you're interested in it. So here's what to do if you're interested. You can apply for a complimentary consultation with me. And during this consultation, we'll talk for about 30 to 45 minutes. And really, my goal is just to ask you some questions so that I can really get to know what you're struggling with in regards to your health and your weight, and to figure out what unique challenges and obstacles you're facing. And then I'll be able to figure out if my program is a good fit for you, if it will help you get the results you're looking for. And if so, I'll share that with you, and I'm sure you'll have lots of questions that I can answer as well. And then at the end of that call, one of 2 things will happen. One, you may decide that, this just isn't the right fit for me, or it's not the right time to do it. And you have full permission to just politely tell me no, and we will part as friends, and I'll continue to support you in other ways. Or you may decide that this is the program you've been waiting for. I had a woman tell me that just this week. She said, I've been searching for some kind of more holistic program that wasn't a diet, and this is what I've been looking for. And so if that's the case, if you feel like this is what you're looking for, and we feel like we can really work together to do some powerful, life-changing work, then we'll get clear at the end of the call on what the next steps are and what that will look like as we start working together. So if you are interested in one of those consultations, I would love to talk with you. You can go to ChristinaJohnsonWellness.com/apply, and I'll put that link in the comments as soon as I'm done live. But go there, ChristinaJohnsonWellness.com/apply, and it will have you'll just have to answer a few questions to give me some background information about you and what your goals are. And then once you hit submit, it'll take you to another page, and on that page it'll have a link where you can go to my online calendar. And then once you're on my online calendar, you just find a day and time that works for you, select that, and the appointment will be set. If you have any issues with the calendar, sometimes it can be kind of tricky for people, then just send me a message or email me and we'll get the appointment set up. So I hope that I get the chance to talk to you. I love doing these consultations because, I think, first of all, to be completely honest, most of us don't have an opportunity to just sit down and talk about our struggles for 45 minutes and to share what's really going on with somebody who's going to listen. And if nothing else, I think that it can just be a pretty powerful experience to have me listen to what's going on and to validate that, yeah, it can be tough to deal with these things, and to give you hope that it's possible that things will be different. So if that at all interests you, please go to ChristinaJohnsonWellness.com/apply, and we'll get an appointment scheduled. And in the meanwhile, if you are watching on Facebook, make sure you like my Facebook page. If you're watching on YouTube, be sure to subscribe to my channel, and that way you'll be notified when I have future tips in the upcoming weeks. So if you have any questions or comments, please put them below. I'll come check them after I'm done with the live video. And I hope you have a wonderful day, and I hope that you start implementing some of these tips to get your energy back. I will talk to you later. Bye.